Calum, 1-1 draw at home. Is that a good point, you think?
I think your first reaction when you don't win at home has always got to be disappointment. I think when we set up at home, it's about winning games. It's about getting 3 points. We've done that pretty consistently. We've got a really good home record. So I think that's your first reaction. But then, good opponent, tough night, scrappy game, a game without loads of quality. That I think at times it's important that in trying to win the game, you don't come out on the wrong side of the result with a loss as well.
There's a pretty bright start and a fully deserved goal.
Yeah, I thought we turned the screw. We built a bit of pressure. I feel like we should score a second. I think we've got good moments, good territory. We've got control of the ball. The pictures we're getting to are hurting the opposition. And then we haven't really sustained that, if you like, in the middle of the first half. And I think that's where they finished the first half stronger for sure. But you think if you score a second when you're really on top, we knew that what was important for us tonight is making sure that with a big crowd on and a bit of expectation and being in a decent moment with the way some results have gone since the turn of the year, just making sure that it didn't look like a team that had freeze and wouldn't embrace the pressure and wouldn't embrace the what it was. And we did that, and that's why I was really pleased. So when you go 1-0 up after 10 minutes, you're thinking, wow, we're really, really going to go for this. And we did. Second half, I don't think either side was able to get control. Limited moments and what become a really stop-start game, didn't it? I think everyone just got fed up of hearing the whistling.
Is that an element of disappointment when you do go 1 up and you have the chances to make it 2 and maybe 3 if the second does go in, that you don't get to build on that, and it sort of just gives them the opportunity to get that leg up and a bit of momentum behind them?
100%. You've scored the goal. You felt the atmosphere in the ground. You felt it on the pitch of this is a Chester team that are on top, and you're getting the moments around the box. We have one that's tipped wide. We have Deck's volley that is just wide. Again, the ball comes in the box from a set piece. We're in and around the 18-yard box. Dan Mooney's pulled one across that maybe we haven't quite had the right movement around the penalty area. But then we've conceded a really poor goal and we've been switched on. The ball set back. It's a cross from deep that we just need to defend our back post better. So when you concede a messy goal like that, I thought the momentum was with them at the end of the first half. And then the second half, it's a great save to deny Deck, isn't it? That if that goes in, wow, what a moment. And then I thought the game fizzled out for both teams, to be honest. I thought there were two teams there that will reflect on that and go, decent point, good opponent, and we've got to try and build another little winning run on the back of tonight's draw.
And with Kidderminster getting that a bit of ascendancy and sort of the way they built on it, every time you got the ball, it just seemed to be going into those forward areas and into the percentages, which does work well, but just seemed to invite that little bit more pressure.
Yeah, I think we tried to play the right areas and we just weren't able to maintain possession, and certainly not in the areas that we want, certainly not enough in and around the final third. I thought we did early doors, and it's the balance of it's a tough pitch. It's a tough pitch to play on at the moment, but you've got us wanting to play and pass the ball and get to good pictures, but then we're quite a dynamic group that can go forward quickly, and I thought Tom Pearce did really well in the opening stages of the game to secure possession. I just don't think we were quite able to do that. Maybe, did they grow into the game? Did they improve? Did we drop our standards a bit? But the reality is when you're playing into forward areas, whether you're moving the ball on the floor, in the air, whether you're playing feet or in behind, if you're not going to sustain possession in and around the opposition's third of the pitch, you're probably not going to work those opportunities as much as you might like.
And just on the substitutions, starting off with Dan Mooney, was that a bit of a risk considering he was quite bright in the game and he was more of the attacking threat, especially at the start of the second half?
Always is. Dan's a match winner. Today it was important to get him in from the start to build his minutes up. That he's had some really good substitute appearances over 30, 45-minute periods. He's had a real period of inactivity that getting him back on the training ground has been really important. But you think he's come on at half-time for 45 minutes on Saturday to then play an hour-ish again tonight. It's building his minutes up. So we thought that was really important. And when we've got the options that we've got on the bench, obviously the John Hunter substitution was forced, if you like. We just felt that reshuffle was the way to go. And I thought Kev can play at right back. Kev can play in holding midfield, can play at centre-half, probably playing goal. He's really versatile and really useful for us. So I was pleased with how the changes played out. When one's forced, you always worry about what that does to that momentum in the game. And at times, you just feel like we could show a bit more courage in possession to try and get control of the game a little bit more. But I'm certainly pleased with the endeavour, the effort, the personality of the group this evening.
It's been a pretty hectic start for Connor Wood since he signed for the club. What have you made of the opening few weeks, if not even over a month now?
Yeah, look, it's tough. Moving clubs in the middle of a season is tough. Moving clubs for a fee is tough. Coming into a team from a team at the bottom end of the league into a team at the top of the league, changing training models. He's gone from being a lad that trains 2 nights a week to a lad that's training 3 mornings a week. There's a lot of adjustments around his lifestyle. Connor will be great for us for the rest of the season. I've been really pleased how he started. If you're going to profile him against Charlie Caton, who scored 14 goals, that's just ridiculous. They're not the same player. Connor is a really industrious, dynamic forward player, full of energy, gives us a physical profile that, with the exception of Tom Pearce, we probably don't have. We've got a lot of technicians, a lot of dribblers and drivers. In Kurt, you've got the best finisher in the division. And what I think Connor gives us is something different, and he'll settle in more and more every day, week, game. And we're certainly pleased with his progress and what it'll be like for us moving forwards.
And people probably look at his goals and his assist output. Is that just a case of settling in and maybe a bit of pressure with the weight of expectation of coming with the fee?
I think weight of expectation would be how he feels it. Our expectation is just the way it is on all our players, which is the maximum effort, the maximum commitment, the best version of yourself at all times. And I've certainly seen that with Connor. I've been really, really pleased with what he's done. Slotted into what's a really good group, but he's slotted into it really well and really quickly. He's got a rapport with the lads, a rapport with the staff. And I think you'll continue to see more and more of him and a continued improvement. He's someone we were really keen to get. I'm really pleased that we've got him. And I think, like I say, he's going to be important for us for the rest of the season.
And just finishing off with probably one of the only negatives from the display, Jack Bainbridge. He looked like he was in a bit of agony when he first went down, but probably somewhat promising to see him limp off.
Yeah, could be worse, could be a lot better.
Do you know the extent of it?
Not yet. We'll assess, but doesn't look great. I think his reaction told you that it wasn't great. But we've worked hard to free money up in that budget. During January, we haven't had to go to the board and ask for more money. We haven't increased anything. We're working with what we had, and there's money available there. I'll probably want to add another attack-minded midfielders to that group as well. So there's the need for that, but there's also now probably the need to go and do something in those positions. So the work on that will be through the night, through tomorrow morning, through Thursday, trying to get something done for Saturday. But when we've needed to act in terms of bringing players in, I always think we've been pretty good in that period.
Will that be loan or non-contract or even a permanent?
I think there's probably options in all three. We know how to use the loan market. We know who to speak to. There's some other options, and we've just got to work out what's best for us in the time frame, the ability to get it done here and now, and we'll see. But there'll certainly be something for you to report on by the weekend, I would hope.
And with that being said, do you have these players in mind for the worst case scenario when things like this happen?
Yeah, massively. Look, the recruitment at the start of the season and in the off season in the summer periods is different than the here and now. And here and now, it's dictated by what you need, what's available. If that's loans, perms, players surplus to requirements elsewhere, so you're constantly making sure that you're tapped into that picture. We feel like we are. We feel like when we've needed to add, wanted to add, we obviously went and did Connor. We were really proactive, but Finn Roberts has come in on loan, been absolutely top draw for us. We've added to the group as and when we've needed to, and we'll continue to do that. It's just good that we've been able to manage things financially that allow us to go and act in the here and now. And let's see what comes over the next couple of days.
And just on the general sense, in the grand scheme of things, when we spoke last week, you wasn't too interested about the title race. It was more getting that playoff spot, and you're one step closer now.
Yeah, we'll see. There's everyone's in a title race with 46 games to go. Some with 23, probably less with 14. Our target to start the season was to get in the playoffs. Let's do that, and then ask me the question.